on the federal government's failure to address issues concerning staff welfare, infrastructure development, implementation of the 2009 ASU federal government agreement, and payment of salary arrears. The Nigerian Senate have passed a landmark bill prescribing life imprisonment for anyone found guilty of defiling a minor with option of fine, with no option rather of fine. The bill titled Criminal Code Act Amendment Bill 2025 seeks to strengthen child protection laws and eliminate gender bias in the prosecution of sexual offenses. Senate Leader Opeyemi Bamidele, who led debate on the bill, said the amendment replaces the existing 5-year sentence for defilement with life imprisonment. The Senate also approved a minimum of 10 years jail term for rape, defined as any act of forcing a person to have sex without consent, whether in a brothel or any other place. However, consideration of some controversial provisions, including one relating to abortion, was stepped down and referred to the Senate Committee on Judiciary and Human Rights for further review within 2 weeks. The African Democratic Congress ADC on Channels Television's Politics Today, the ADC National Publicity Secretary Bola Abdullahi said the party is focused on defending citizens' right to peaceful assembly. He stated that while the party would not comment on Kanu's detention, since the case is still in court, Nigerians have the constitutional right to peaceful protest, whether or against government actions. Bola Abdullahi added that the ADC believes such rights are fundamental and must be protected. On Monday, security operatives fired tear gas and gunshots to disperse demonstrators in Abuja who were calling for Kanu's release. The protest, led by activists on Moile Shore, began near the Transcorp Hilton, despite a police warning and a court order restricting public gathering. No fewer than 30 people have lost their lives, while about 40 others sustained various degrees of injuries in a tanker explosion in Niger State. The incident occurred around 11 o'clock Tuesday morning at Esan Badegi communities along the Bida Age Road in Kata local government area of the state. Eyewitnesses said the victims were scooping fuel from falling tanker when it suddenly exploded, engulfing many people in flames. The chairman of the Niger State Tanker Drivers Association and national ex-official of Nupain, Comrade Farouk Kau, confirmed the incident and described it as devastating and avoidable. He said the tanker was conveying fuel from Lagos to the northern part of the country when it crashed, blaming the frequent accidents on the poor condition of Bida Age Road. Kao noted that more than 30 tanker accidents had occurred along the same route in October alone, and appealed to Niger State Governor Umaru Bago to urgently rehabilitate the road. The news is coming to you live on Progress Radio 97.3 FM Gombe. Welcome back. The news now continues. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC) says 172 deaths have been recorded from Lassa fever across 21 states of the Federation. According to the agency's Lassa fever situation report for week 40, covering September 29th to October 5th, a total of 924 confirmed cases and 8,041 suspected cases were reported from 106 local government areas across the country. The NSCDC said this represents a case fatality rate of 18.6%, which is higher than 17% recorded during the same period in 2024. Ondo, Bauchi, Edo, Taraba, and Ebonyi states accounted for 90% of all confirmed cases. The center noted that the predominant age group affected was between 21 and 30 years, with a male to female ratio of 1 to 0.8. It added that no new health worker was infected. The agency attributed the high death rate to late presentation of cases, as well as poor environmental sanitation and low public awareness. It urged state governments to strengthen community engagement and early case detection, while healthcare workers were advised to maintain a high index of suspicion and begin timely treatment to reduce deaths. The Yobe state government has launched a 3-year strategic plan for human capital development and demographic dividends designed to run from 2025 to 2027. The policy document is being developed in collaboration with Lafia UK Support for Health in Nigeria. Speaking at the unveiling ceremony in Damatru, the Deputy Governor of Yobe State, Idi Barde Gubana, said the plan is part of the state's effort to harness the potential of its youthful population and invest in their future. He explained that by combining human capital development with demographic dividends, Yobe has adopted a model that has drawn attention from many states across the country. According to Gubana, 65% of the state's population falls within the age 5 to 15 age range, representing a significant opportunity for economic growth and if properly managed. He added that true national wealth lies in the strength and quality of its human capital and pledged government's commitment to improving education, healthcare, and skills development across the state. Representing Lafia UK, Dr. Osman Barzo described Yobe as the first state in the northeast and northwest to develop such a strategic plan, saying the move serves as a model for other states to emulate. The Bauchi State Governor, Senator Bala Abdul Qadir Mohammed, has signed into law two major bills that structure the traditional governance system of the state. The new laws are the 2025 Bauchi State Chieftaincy Appointment and Deposition Law and the Zar Chiefdom Law 2025, which provide for the creation of 13 additional emirates and one chiefdom. Signing the bills on Tuesday, Governor Mohammed warned against politicizing or sabotaging the implementation of the new laws. He said anyone found inciting division or attempting to disrupt the public peace would face the full weight of the law. He explained that the creation of the emirates and chiefdom was based on policy objectives aimed at improving grassroots governance and responding to demands by communities. He added that the process followed a thorough review public hearing by the State House of Assembly. The newly created emirates include Bura, Dambam, Darazau, Duguri, Gamawa, Giade, Toro, Warji, Ari, Jama'a, Lame, Bununu, Aleri, while Zar Chiefdom has its headquarters in Mrim. And on the international scene, President Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine says at least 7 people have been killed, including 2 children, during intense Russian drone and missile strike on Ukraine. A kindergarten was hit in Ukraine's second biggest city of Kharkiv, and there was widespread damage in Kyiv. In a series of attacks that Zelensky said proved Moscow had not come under enough pressure for its continued war, at least 26 people, including children, are reported hurt. Hours earlier, US President Donald Trump said his plans for an imminent summit in Budapest with Russia's Vladimir Putin had been shelved, as he did not want what he called wasted meeting. The Kremlin has rejected calls for a ceasefire along the current front lines made both by Trump and European leaders. However, Russian officials said on Wednesday that preparations for a Trump-Putin summit was continuing, disputing the U.S. president's assessment that it had been put on hold. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said the date had yet to be agreed upon and careful preparations was needed. And to end the news, a quick look at the main items. Academic Staff Union of Universities also has suspended its 2-week warning strike. Nigerian Senate has passed a bill proscribing life imprisonment for anyone found guilty of defiling a minor. And on the international scene, 172 deaths have been recorded from Lassa fever across 21 states of the Federation. And on the international scene, President Vladimir Zelensky says at least 7 people have been killed, including 2 children, during intense Russian drone and missile strikes on Ukraine. That's the news. I'm Umar Ahmad Abubakar.